Live, 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 live.
There
Hi,
we
hi,
go.
hi. We're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Mystic Sisters.
Yes. Week's end of what happened this week.
Another one of those what weeks?
And why does my journal look like a toddler stepped in, it's just like little notes everywhere, jotted everywhere kind of week.
Yeah,
Because
there was a lot to write down for sure.
everybody's been assigned to some chaotic event. Most importantly, we just did a moon shadows video. The solar storms and earthquakes are related.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Geomagnetic,
And the weather as well. The weather, the solar storms increase the weather for sure.
it's related. It's related. And what we do is help you understand how the stars relate to that as well.
Yeah.
Because it's all written there. Just needs to
Yes.
be decoded.
It's written in the stars.
That's right.
It's written in the stars.
So I've had a very clumsy week. I reported that it's been, and even in that video there, that it's been a weird spatial relationship kind of thing where I've been just knocking shit down, almost thinking that, like what's going on. And I think it's a lot of this energy just moving through, and the new moon and the eclipse and Neptune and everything that is picking at your, fear sensors out on the news and signal gates. And what a week. Hi, Diana. Hi, Karen. Deb. Tony.
Cindy, Karen.
Oh, I can't do this. It's going to be too loud.
All right, so I'm going to pick a Mystic Sisters card, as always, to get us started. Last week it was Thea, which was
Okay.
about focusing your mind and your focusing on, I think, what you want to bring in. I think that was part of the story. Ooh, baby, baby, we got Brigid.
There
Brigid,
you
Brigid,
go.
Brigid. She is the goddess of fire. She is the mother goddess of Ireland. All right, let's see what Bridget says. Remember, this is the energy for the week ahead, guys.
And this is her season, right?
Well, Bridget's day is February, but yes, this is her season. This is sort of her time. All right. Oh, yeah. Inspiration, revelation, and creativity. It says the great mother goddess Bridget offers you a flame of inspiration from her cauldron of brewing creativity. Such a gift as this must not be passed up. Now is the moment to act on orders of your muse. She will speak to you in the midst of an artistic and creative endeavor when you are most receptive. Your eyes, hands, and ears will be guided to create magic. By following the instructions of your muse, you will find your soul is nourished and a greater meaning to your time on earth is understood. Inside the act of creativity is hidden treasure, the ability to slip into a time to slip out of time into eternity. Bridget will inspire you to find your fire within.
Jeez, if that isn't solar eclipse, new moon in Aries kind of energy.
I don't know what is.
Fire on fire on fire. And really the meaning is this whole everything that's going on.
That's right.
Somebody said it was hot in Texas, Deborah. Yes, we had 70. I saw it go up to 78 very briefly, and now it's 75. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah, what was it last week? Like, wasn't it raining or snowing or something? Or tornadoes? Was that last week?
The equinox came in like a C-section. It ripped out of the sky.
An emergency C-section at that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was intense. Like everything just kind of like went on the belt at the same time. It was so crazy.
Sandra broke a few things too this week.
Did you? I really am interested in other people's experience with just knocking things down or over. And I talked about it in Moon Shadows, and then it happened in between then and now with a whole cup in the refrigerator.
So you proved yourself right yet again.
And I yelled at, you know,
The gods.
like I said, are you freaking kidding me?
And they're like, no, we're not.
It's like at 1:45, when usually we want to talk about kind of pre-showy stuff. What did people like? What they don't? All that kind of thing. I'm sweeping like, water out of underneath the drawers in my refrigerator. I'm like, this is not even funny. I'm like, you're being kind of a jerk and getting mad for this happening. So it has been like that. And really the sort of reorienting yourself to the environment, it seems like it's kind of like gone squished in a little bit.
I think that a lot of people have been actually having issues with things like disequilibrium and vertigo and things like that. My husband had a little bit of that like 2 weeks ago, and that's not something he normally experiences. And it was connected, I think, for him, it was connected to the increased geomagnetic storms.
It's a very Aries phenomenon too, vertigo.
Yeah, because it's in your head, right? It's in your head. It's upper cervical stuff and inner ear.
Yeah, it's definitely coming in a weird kind of way. So
it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see when Neptune moves into Aries, Aries being ruling the head, and Neptune sort of fuzzing things out a little bit.
yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of, I think just disorientation is probably a word that we would use a lot, even if it wasn't a medical issue right now, right? Even if it was just,
Look at the comments, girl. Everybody's dizzy, a klutz. Karen is running into furniture unwittingly. That hurts. That hurt. We're feeling it. Balance has been off. Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's it. Right? I mean, that's truly some kind of validation that these storms affect the body human.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
Do.
Yeah. You're when you're like in your body and you're moving around, your joints tell you where you are in space.
Yeah.
And a lot of these, in my experience with a lot of this solar activity, solar flare activity, I feel it mostly in my joints.
Yeah.
I feel it in my joints, and I'll feel tired. I'll just feel really, really tired, to the point where I'm like last night, I fell asleep on the chair for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I was sleeping. He's like out like a light. I just went right out.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, really a reset and recharge kind of thing going on. I can only explain my own physical symptoms, and when other people are like, yeah, it's been sort of a weird thing going on, it's really going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, we're
out loud too, right?
More and more people are accessing higher dimensional frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what happens. The fifth dimension is, and you'll know you're in the fifth dimension if you're looking at the world through your heart. Like if you look through if you see what's going on in the world, and you can't abide because it's like, this is not right. This is just not right in my heart. It's like, it doesn't matter who's an enemy and who's a friend, and none of that matters. It's like, what are you feeling when you hear something? What is your heart telling you? And that's what you have to trust. We have to get out of our heads and get into our hearts.
Yeah.
Um, to make because our heads, because if we stay in our heads too long, we'll go crazy. And let me tell you, crazy is a pretty short trip these days.
There really is a really short trip to crazy, and it's overwhelming. And I think we're done with overwhelm. You know, every
Seems like,
restless nights. Yeah,
yeah,
I
see
have
that.
had the weird sleep pattern that isn't any weirder than I can only always report the 2 hour windows I sleep. I'm up for an hour. I always end up on the couch because Giblets has one of his spells, right? He wants me to sleep with him. And then the moon wakes me up, the light, the smell, the moon wakes me up in here, and I've been looking for it and I see it, or it's just maybe an hour later, I'm tired again. I'll take a nap. There's no pattern to it. It's very chaotic. But after I was sick, my neurologist said, honor the honor the sleep cycle if you can. Like, if you don't have to be somewhere, honor what your body wants to do when it wants to be awake and when it doesn't.
Let me see. Can I? Oh, so this is interesting. Jill says I put all the stress down to onto the political front. I just want to dig a hole and get away from the drama. Well, if you're going to dig a hole, honey, put a plant in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put a plant in the hole. Yeah, nature is a great way of de-stressing.
Yeah.
I remember when 9/11 happened. At one point, I just left my house and sat outside under a tree, and I heard all the birds singing, and it was 9/11 was a beautiful day in the
Yes.
east, in the northeast, and I thought none of these birds know anything about 9/11. It was like it was almost like that particular thing like hooked a lot of people in.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't, and I'm not sure we've been out of that since, unless you actually move out of it yourself. You have to,
COVID, I think, gave you time to appreciate nature too, and develop ways of having better relationship with your pets. You know, I think COVID did that too with animals and having that kind of relationship, that, you know, connection.
Karen says she feels like she has narcolepsy. Me too. I just go out like this. I just relax, and the next thing I know, I'm off in La La Land.
That's really interesting. Huh. Yeah. So it's been that kind of a week, and knocking shit down all over the place. All over. So, and that could be sometimes my neuropathy definitely um, doesn't, I don't have the steadiest gait. But this is more like my center of gravity changed somewhere and moved like down a little bit or something. I don't know. Something's changing. Yeah, this is a really hard time, because when you start weeping and worrying about people that are harmed, as Anna is saying, it's hard to get out of that. You know, I mean, do what you can, make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, this new moon in Aries is, of course, going to stress us as individuals, right?
yeah,
An opportunity to be yourself unapologetically, perhaps. I like that.
and have to be. Do core exercises. I took a really long walk today, and it really, really helped with that, getting myself stable. Like, it took a while, at least half a mile before it started to make sense why I needed to be close to the ground.
Yeah, since you moved into a high rise, I imagine that shifts
Yeah.
your sense of where you are in space, so to speak. You know what I mean? When I lived, because I grew up in a 3-family walk up.
That's why I got the plants.
Yes. Yeah.
When I have to like feel grounded, and I take care of them every day. You know, my fingers are in the dirt. If I didn't, it would be harder. Yeah. That's why that important to me, because this is ground, literal ground. That's all I have. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Giblets Giblets has been walking since it's been nice, but he's definitely gonna need his little cabana soon if I want to go longer than 2 blocks, pretty much. He's he's a little old man.
I know how he feels. Sometimes I'm walking up to my house from the driveway and I'm like, I'm like,
No, he's
this
bad.
can't be that hard. I'm sorry. It cannot be that hard. Goodness gracious. So a couple of things happened in the news this week.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of legal stuff that's not working out for Trump, which is, but again, it's like they do it anyway and it disrupts everything anyway.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering, if there was something that had to do with it being a psyop, because the story was very sensationalized, and
Now, which story are we speaking of?
Signal Gates.
Oh, okay, Signal Gate. Okay, because
And
there was more than that happened this week.
I know, and
Hard.
it was just so like, how could you fall through such a big giant crack through all the firewalls and allow this to go on? So I thought, okay, this can't be real, right? This is a psychological operation. Like they're detouring.
No, honestly, Ona, that might be a theory and it might be correct, but I think they're just morons.
And the more you hear about it, you're like, yeah, and I haven't, but if you guys want to, and I got some dirty cards out, we could do a reading on Pete. You want to do a reading on Pete?
Sure, go do it. Pull some cards on Pete Hex, who's obviously making these decisions drunk as a skunk. I mean, I don't care. Alcoholism is a disease, and being put in the most stressful job imaginable when you're completely not prepared for it it makes me want to drink, and I don't drink.
I don't drink.
That guy's in charge.
Yeah.
Hand me a beer, please. Oh my god.
There is nothing that will make me want to drink alcohol, but if there is, I will let you know. I will share it, and I will do it on YouTube Live. And it better be really, really big, because I don't drink. And there's really nothing that would. Yes, he's an alcoholic. What kind of, do you want to pull cards at the same time?
Why don't you pull cards on Hexath? I'll pull them on Tulsi.
Oh, she's something, huh? Ooh.
She had a look on her face like, oh F.
We're
screwed now, because she wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
She understands what you can and cannot do. I would
imagine. If I were to focus on her even just briefly, I'd say that she's got enough Botox to be able to mask what is really going on behind those eyes.
I don't know.
That's all fake shit that we're looking at, by the way. I've been watching how quickly she blinks and stuff like that. I'm like, she's really good, or she's really a psychopath.
I think she's
going on?
They all seem to have that look about them, like they're living in an alternative universe. I mean, we probably have that look too, now that I speak of it, but our universe is much better than theirs, I
All right,
think.
mine's okay. The first card that fell out, the one, the one that slipped out while you were talking, or just as I saw his name flash by in the chat, is the Page of Pentacles.
Okay.
So his Page of Pentacles, like he's new to this structure.
It's like he's learning. He's not,
He's
if
a
you want
page.
if you want somebody the head of the military, maybe
Mhm.
maybe the king of
Yeah.
wands or the king of pentacles, not the page.
Yeah. So he's a page. He's not. He hasn't.
He's not mature.
He's not mature for
He's
this
not mature.
structure.
Right. He's
The
not
set.
serious.
Oh, see,
What? Say again?
the challenge is the Tower.
Oh, okay.
Okay. When I said structure, it flipped as I was overhand shuffling it. Yeah, I'm going to say he's in trouble, like trouble. And I think we have a major arcana week coming up, right? What's happening in April? So the Tower Day is Thursday, April 3rd is a Tower Day in the numerology of it. So look out for next Thursday. That's the challenge day for him. I can keep overhand shuffling and let him pop out, or just kind of stop. And stuck is not warped yet. It's much better. Okay. He's getting pressure. This is above him. It's the 10 of Wands.
So burdened, feeling burdened.
But look at, the bird is the communication card, and they are stabbing this bird. They're stabbing the shit out of this bird. All the wands. The wands are just like, okay, that's above them. Below is the 7 of Pentacles. So get your resume ready.
Do you really think so?
Get your resume ready, or your reserves. How many bottles you got back there? In the past is the 8 of Pentacles.
Okay.
He worked. It was tough getting to the position where he is. He got a lot of shit. The immediate future is the Hierophant. So he's going to go before the people who have access to the truth and the people that have access to the knowledge.
Now he was not one of the people who was questioned by the Senate.
No, he wasn't.
What does anybody know why he wasn't questioned?
Not yet. But the Emperor will let us know. So that is kind of like who's working for him, right? His ally is the Emperor. It's kind of working against him. Yeah, this is too much.
Oh, yeah.
His walking stick is very fragile. And that's the only thing that's holding him up.
He's wounded. He's wounded in battle, as it were.
Hopes and fears is the Death card.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. And the outcome is the 2 of Wands.
Well, how do you read that?
He's going to go somewhere else. There's going to be another option or offer. And on the bottom, Ace of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords.
God.
So maybe another offer, because there's nothing he can do. Totally messed up. Big mess up. Headed to rehab, Cindy said. Yes, maybe, yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Wife's got an idea. Go to rehab, and that's how you're going to stay out of trouble.
Okay. You good on that?
I'm good on that.
Okay. So I picked for Tulsi. We start with the immediate situation, the Six of Cups. So
Yeah.
this is about the past. There's something about the past in the present moment right now, right? Which could be the actual situation, right? Crossing that is the high priestess, the secret, right? This could be the exposure of the secret, because sometimes the high priestess is a secret, but as a crossing card, a secret came up. Underneath at the root, we have a theft.
Yeah, we do. Yes,
We
we
have
do.
theft. In the past, uh, information. This is the bombs. This is the bombs they dropped on Yemen in the past, right?
That's the
In the
news feed too.
in the sky, we have delusion and illusion.
So she
So
tried to put a spin on it.
I think, or it's trying to, a spin is trying to be put on the whole situation. Um, I believe it's like other stuff is happening to distract us from the signal gate thing. In the immediate future, we have the Knight of Wands. I don't know if she'll go on some sort of apology tour or something like that.
An indictment.
Do you think an indictment? Is that what you said?
A Knight of Wands delivering a message.
Or maybe what do they deliver? What do they deliver to your door and you go, "Oh no. What is that called?" It's a court thing.
Oh,
Uh uh the subpoena maybe.
yes.
Maybe she'll get a subpoena of some sort. The only problem with that is the person who would do the subpoena would probably either be what the DOJ or the thing is there's nobody who's holding anybody accountable.
Right.
So that's an issue. So
So that might be coming from an outside source, a subpoena, and it might be one of those like, oh, she'll tear up traffic ticket things, like it won't even matter.
well, there was a suit. A suit came right after that whole thing happened. They did somebody did sue them for that, and I can't remember who it was. Everybody has to sue everybody. It's like the only way, right? How it's seen from the outside, sort of being at a crossroads, not being able to take an action. Her domestic situation, the Page of Pentacles, which was Hexeth.
Yes, it was in this.
Hexeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Yeah.
moron.
Uh,
God.
hopes and fears, the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe she hopes she'll keep her job. But then at the end, I got the Lovers. So this could be
They'll go together.
her and Hexeth.
Is she going to throw somebody under the bus?
She actually did. It's something she said in one of the things. She threw Hexeth under the bus. But it is his responsibility. So, you know.
He is
I'm
the
pretty sure.
accountable one in the end, I believe, but I don't know what the chain is and how that would work and who's blaming who is just like another game. And then, Gabbard throws in this, oh, I don't recall. Like, just, you know what? If you're an intelligence officer and you don't recall something, why are you an intelligence officer?
I know. Well, that's the thing. This is the underneath it all. So it looks like maybe she's looking for some
That's a world card, right?
yeah,
World. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
the end. So she's looking for I think she's been seen often as a Russian asset, I guess. I think that's what this is about. And I think it's going to come to an end. So she may be out because it's just too obvious. It's all just too obvious, you know. It doesn't look good for Tulsi. Doesn't look good for Pete. That's good.
Yeah. So That's what the cards say. And I know it's a super active April and eclipse and how it's hitting the chart in the United States. And it's going to be, oh boy.
So James Lee says Ossoff is incredible and powerful and awful cute. I must admit, I really, people do their things and you're like, oh, this person again. But every time he comes on, I'm like, oh, he's so cute. I like him. And he actually had, before he became a senator, he worked, he did some sort, maybe James knows, but he did some sort of thing where he would hold people accountable for corruption or something. He had a business of some sort, or maybe it was a magazine or something.
Yeah. And that's what I think is going to be more powerful and what we need to focus on are people like that. Giblets is making snorty noises. I gotta find that thing in the basement.
Alexandra says prayer for the people in Thailand and Myanmar. Yes, 7.7 earthquake. Yeah, it's all part of this eclipse picture, I think.
I don't even know how we're going to get any kind of coverage if it's that severe that, my God, that is like insane. And I think, it could be this whole kind of clumsy feeling sort of thing going on. The earth is pissed.
Who's pissed?
The earth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember in the 70s, we have to bring that commercial back. It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature.
No.
Mary agrees. Ossoff is really cute. Yep. Sandra says that in Russia, they call Tulsi Putin's girlfriend.
I had a fleeting thought that they were going to the boneyard together. Yeah, and then I thought, ew. And then so many people have pulled cards on Putin, he's too sick to. Maybe he lets her put on like a Russian uniform or something. I don't know. No, I don't want to stop going there, please.
No, don't go there. So James did tell us. I knew there was something. It was something like this. Ossoff has a history of investigative journalism exposing war crimes. Well, he's going to be busy because there's a lot of that going on. Holy Toledo.
Yeah. Eco Soul Art says geomagnetic storms and solar flares can cause earthquakes. So true.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Right. Ew. Yeah, something like that. What do they call those guys? Komodo dragons? Those guys? Oh my God.
You know what? Sometimes you override stuff because of power and something we can clearly see as, people are blind to it because the power is the attraction.
So Cindy, is that going to be a big storm just in where you live, or is it all over the place?
Let me see this. Yeah, a big storm this weekend. I think we're supposed to get on Sunday weird ass rain. So I said, it's 74 degrees. It's very unusual to have this temperature.
So high, so early, right?
And it was like 40 yesterday. These 30-degree, drops and rises, they're not comfortable.
No, not at all. It reached about 60 here. I don't think I got much warmer than 60, but that was only for a minute. And then the wind started blowing from the north, and that was the end of that.
That's the thing and that's why I moved here, because in the summer it doesn't get as hot because of the wind. But it definitely makes a difference. Even if you're a couple blocks in from it and the sun is out, you're hot. And you get home and it's like you're freezing, and the wind is just incredible and cold.
Sunshine girl, where do you live that you're getting a snowstorm? You
Yeah.
can let us know.
And the Greenland story is coming up too. I'm glad that Greenland gave Vance and his wife the big cold shoulder, as if they wouldn't. Why would they even go? First of all, sending Usha, really? Come on.
I often,
Like, come on, having his kid in the office. Like, can you go first and then I'll go? And then he wants to go because, yeah, it's a security risk.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
And then they said, no, you can't go to the museum and watch a movie, right? Or whatever. They got banished from the kingdom, and they should.
This is a reading I want to do. I want to pull a few cards. I want to pull a few cards on Usha Vance.
Okay.
Because she is a very intelligent woman.
Usha.
She's very, you can tell, it's like you watch these people and you're like, she's got to not be feeling good about this. Okay, Usha. Look, this is the first card I get. Moving out of troubled waters.
See?
So she's not happy. She's not happy.
She's like emotionally left the building, huh? Like she's like out. Let's see. Let's do these. These will be interesting. No. Yeah. Klimt.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Girl, what were you thinking? Spread.
Well, if you were to you would have had to listen to him back when he was kind of with her, like when they were in school. He sounded like a decent guy. He seemed like you know what I mean? Like when you hear the stories about him from the people who knew him, he was a decent guy. And then the hillbilly elegy, everybody loved it. Oh, dear me.
Somebody said she's like a Stepford wife. I think the part that I saw her speak about this trip was AI generated. That wasn't well done, honestly. Some of it just didn't, or they cleaned it up.
The first card I got was this one,
Okay.
Moving out of troubled waters. That could be her in the boat, right? And then I got the Victory card.
Okay.
The King of Cups, which I don't know who the King of Cups is. That might be Musk. The Death card, and then the Seven of Wands. I mean the Seven of Swords. So I don't know, the Death next to the King card here.
Yeah.
When something comes up.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I don't know. None of these cards look like Usha's like in it. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
it's like she's not part of it.
I think she probably really had no clue how vicious this was going to be,
or how vicious her husband has been.
Maybe
he's been like a top-notch prick this whole time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. I got
the Empress
21. No, this is
the world. The world.
This is the world card in the Klimt deck. So maybe it was a good idea, but it didn't end well. And the challenge is the Six of Pentacles. This almost looks like she is doing this to protect her kids, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
She's afraid that if she didn't follow the line, her kids would be in some kind of danger or something. That's the challenge, is Six of Pentacles. Above her, the Queen of Swords. Below her, the Two of Wands. I'm not sure. So she went, right? Below her is the Two of Wands.
Did they actually go? Does anybody know? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't know. They actually went?
Yeah. Maga hates Usha and her kids, said Mary. I'm not surprised. She might actually be okay. In the past is Queen of Pentacles. That's the past. And in the
Yeah.
immediate
I
future,
wonder if she's the Queen of Pentacles that keeps coming up.
the immediate future is Six of Swords, and that was and you got Six of Swords. So if she hasn't come back, she's on her way back.
Right.
She's on her way back. What's working for her is the Knight of Cups. She's back today, probably. Today's the Knight of Cups. Or yesterday. So it was really short-lived. What's working against her is, or for her, is the Queen of Wands. So they went to a military base. Okay. Hopes and fears. The Three of Pentacles. And outcome.
She's hoping to get a job after this whole thing is over.
Yeah.
Like somebody actually hire her. But go ahead.
Right. And the outcome is the Sun. This is the Sun card.
Okay. Good.
Here.
I like Usha. I think Usha's probably a decent, smart,
Yeah.
You can't.
I think she gets out in time. She holds her own. And if she can do that, she's doing the right thing. But a lot of what she's doing is what she feels like is in the best interest of her kids.
Right.
That's the best way I can kind of put that together. And I hope they do, because I hate when the kids get involved in stuff because they don't belong there.
Right.
That's not right.
Oh, and the kids are so cute.
Yeah.
Her kids are so adorable.
Yeah, it's not the kids' fault that,
They went together and Greenland was not happy. Nope.
Yeah.
No dog sled races. No.
I wouldn't let them go to the dog sled. We can't just go there and pretend like we're going to be welcome in a place that we're talking about taking by force.
Yeah. And the eclipse, the eclipse is over Greenland, by the way.
Yes.
So the eclipse is including Greenland.
Yes, that's important. That's something to watch, just because, the story, but it seems so far-fetched that is it real or not? And then they pick it up again. So are they trying to just divert us from signal gates with Greenland? It seems like every day is another thing to just sort of get away from the old story.
I think what they're trying to I saw this what is that called when they ask questions and everybody answers them, and then what do they call that? They call you on the phone and what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What's that called? God help me.
Survey.
Well, but it's something else. They call it something in the politics. They call it. They were all wrong. Like, oh, this one's gonna win. This one's gonna win. Like,
the polls.
The polls. Yeah, they did a poll and they asked like, what is anybody liking anything that Trump is doing? And the only thing he got positive on was immigration.
Yeah.
And to me, what he's doing with immigration is probably the worst thing that he's doing. With what he's doing with these poor Venezuelans, who a lot of the Venezuelans voted for him.
Yeah.
And now they're getting their sons and uncles and aunts.
They're giving him a thumbs up for immigration for doing this.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Because people are heartless and soulless. They just I don't know. I don't understand how anybody doesn't see where that's going. As soon as I heard that there were black sites in El Salvador, I started rethinking what I was going to say on my channel. Because the immigrants are the first ones to go, and then they're going, then what's stopping them? Once you don't have, what is that called? Probable cause and all that stuff. When they just Get rid of that. Nobody, you have nothing to stand on, no matter who you are. It's terrible.
It doesn't matter. We actually just got a letter, an email for the building that said the only people that can get in this building are owners, emergency, government officials.
Here's a question that Jill asks. Will Christy Nome be in trouble for breaching the Geneva Convention?
Let's find out. So
Let's
let's
ask
know.
that question. Oops. I was shuffling the wrong deck.
Let's see.
This is the woman who killed her own dog and her goat, right?
I don't like that bitch on my TV either, okay? Why is she showing up saying if you're in this country with her boobs?
It's you have to have a certain hairdo.
Boobs.
You have to have boobs.
God. I got giblets. Let me get the dog.
Okay, all right.
Let me get the dog.
Will she get in trouble? We get the King of Cups.
Ooh.
I think the King of Cups is Elon. And here we go. Death again.
Stop.
Death. Theft.
She's the puppy killer.
Yeah, she's the puppy killer.
No.
Then we have the King of Wands, which
No.
interestingly enough in this deck looks a lot like JD Vance.
Yes.
And he is a Leo, right? He's a Leo. No,
I don't know what he is.
Is he a Leo or is he a Gemini? Oh my God, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't remember, honestly.
I think he might be a Leo. I don't know. And there's the Page of Pentacles again.
Oh.
Huh. Will she? I don't think she will. From these cards, I don't even practically. I mean, this might be her. She might be the Page of Pentacles. But I feel like there's something else happening that's going to take the focus off of that. And it could be, a death of the king or something like that, which also comes with the eclipse, right? The solar eclipse, the loss of a leader.
Yes.
The loss of a leader.
I just did 4 cards. I got the Queen of Swords in the Klimt deck. Since it's light out, we can still kind of see it.
Yeah.
So, or the Queen of Swords. So maybe some kind of holding her ground there. The next card is the 10 of Pentacles. And that's the White House there in the background there. So I think she's holding on to some kind of secret or playing a card. Because she comes out 10 of Cups. So
yeah, I don't think she'll be held.
She's got some kind of secret. She's got something that she can play that she'll use. You always hold the good one for the end, right? No, she's not going to get in trouble. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Sandra said, oh, thank you. Wasn't sure who she was. The puppy killer. She's awful. Yeah, she's on like regular local news commercial if you're in this country. On behalf of somebody who doesn't have boobs, my boobs are going to tell you. Like, can you put a jacket on? Like, are you a professional or are you whore? Like, pick one.
Whore. But it's a prerequisite. I think you have to get lip job and a boob job, and you have to have hair extensions, and you have to have that look about you. He likes that look.
Okay.
So Vance is a Leo.
Go there for just 1 second before I burn a hole in this freaking chair and say this one time, and y'all gonna get it. Okay. Uh-oh. Is that not gender affirming surgery or not?
Are you talking about Christy Nome?
The boobs, the lips. the Botox, the cheeks, the butt. Is that not gender affirming surgery? Think about it.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I'm just saying, because that's not what you really look like. It's what you think you're supposed to look like.
The international course may prompt a follow-up. Yeah. Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope so. I do hope that. And you know who I'd like to see come back on a horse with a here I come to save the day, although I doubt he'll come back. Is Jack Smith. It would be great to see Jack Smith come back and or I can't wait for Jack Smith's book to come out. That's what I can't wait for.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of affirmations that when you think about it, yeah, that is gender affirming surgery. So we're going to call hypocrite.
Oh, check this out.
Yes. You know what? Was the were the guys, the shirtless guys, the tattoo, was that even a real picture? And she, Stunad, okay, shows up with the boob shirt on. It's so sick. Like all of it just doesn't even make sense.
This is the question of the hour. WTF is wrong with these people? I don't know.
Let's pull a card and see.
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, let's answer that question.
I will use a different. What the is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people?
Okay. Yeah, that's a general. Yeah, what's wrong with these people? Okay, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that question. I love doing cards, but I can never come up with good questions. I get all like flummoxed on good questions.
There's so many questions.
So many questions.
This is like the best card. Oh, we got Speed Racer out there.
You know, Speed Racer was my first crush. I know he was a cartoon, but I had a big crush on Speed Racer.
Yeah, mine was Topo Gijo.
I love the Topo Gijo. I would stay up late to watch Topo Gijo.
Yeah, the little Italian mouse. I named my teddy bear Topo Gijo, and I slept with him until my mom washed him. And I don't know how old I was, but I know it wasn't right anymore. I should have named a dog Topo Gijo. Maybe the next one.
If you get like a little Pomeranian or something.
Yeah, that would be so cute. So what the F is wrong with these people?
How many cards you're picking?
These are the ones that turned around. Oh my gosh. This is almost sad. This one's sad really fast. I got 3 cards here. So the 5 of Earth, being worried that you're going to be left out of whatever resources, afraid of being left out. That's what is wrong. You're afraid you're
sort of left out in the cold, kind of.
Yeah. Greed, the devil, Diablo, addiction. Addicted to greed.
Yeah. Addicted to Trump, maybe.
And then the death card. So maybe just kind of, that's what's wrong with them. Obsessions.
I got the 4 of cups. And in this deck, it's interesting because she's got like earphones on. And she's not looking at anything, or she's looking at this, but she's not looking at that. So it's sort of like this focused, like, like la 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 la. And then I got the 5 of Cups. Okay, so that's sorrow.
Disappointment. Yeah. Both cards. Disappointment.
And Chariot. So changes come in fast. So
That's
I
for
think
sure.
that, so I know that everybody talks like, and then I got the Ten of Cups after that. So it's kind of weird, right? These two cards together.
Well, if that's what is wrong with them, that's what's wrong with them.
They're
A
deluded.
lot of fear. Maybe fear that those things will be taken away. Yet you can take away people's social security, and that's not freaking scary. It's such a backwards kind of. Yeah, this is all fear-based decision-making stuff.
Well, plus they can't really. I mean, if he's the dictator, he dictates, and they have to go along with it. They have no choice but to go along with it. Once you what and of all the people, right? Rubio, whose parents came from Cuba, and he's doing what he's doing. It's insane. It's like they've lost all. I don't know. I guess I don't understand it myself, because I would like to think anyway that I would never do something against my own like sensibility or what I think is right for somebody else,
It's
for any
very
other reason.
bot-like. Yeah, it's very bot-like. It isn't allowing people to think that you have an original thought. You're just following the line. Sorry about the very active organ donors out there
Oh
right
dear.
now. I still want it to be that kind of summer, but honest to God, that's where it leads you. Like, that's where, if you want all that power, you have to bend the knee kind of thing.
Yeah, it would be great to see Jack again. I don't blame him for never coming back, honestly.
Shit, I wouldn't. Not this shit show.
Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, her fondest dream is that Jack Smith gets to prosecute Trump at The Hague. I'd settle for Netanyahu. I'd settle for Netanyahu. That's another thing, that whole thing. Holy Toledo.
Arlene Forney says power blindness. I like that. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's a great term. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's awesome. Yeah. Yes, hats. Yeah. Interesting. Hmm.
Ooh, we have somebody else who loves Speed Racer. I can sing the song, you know. I know all the words. Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. Do 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 do. Sorry. I don't want to sing it too long because we might get, I don't know, tagged for some sort.
Oh, copyright? I'll have
Copyright
to look into
infringement.
that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, everyone will and cannot relate to demented people like that. Yeah, it is unrelatable because you could never ever picture yourself compromising yourself like that. Yet that was my New Year's resolution, was I will not compromise myself anymore, even on a small scale. It's
Yeah.
hard to do. It's hard.
It is. It is hard.
Not easy. Let me get this dog, because he's staring at me looking like he's going to start crying and screaming and having a spell. I'm not getting any more treats because you're a big dog now.
I agree, Sandra. They are digging their own graves. They are digging their own graves. But it'll probably take a long time for most of them to get in trouble.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Some Fox News guy told Judge John Roberts to shut the F up.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't think the language is going to get any, sweeter. I think Tammy Duckworth called Hexeth an effing liar. It's not going to get prettier and flowerier language at this point. It's going to be pretty bad, I'm sure.
Oh, I know what we should ask about.
Okay.
I think this is what Jack was just in New York for Jessica Amber's funeral. I think her name was Abel. Is this the woman who was found dead? The prosecutor from Virginia that was found dead in her house? I think that's who she's talking about. I want to pull cards on that. I want to
What
know
is
if she was
this?
taken out. You didn't hear about her?
No.
She worked for the DOJ. She worked in Virginia, in that area, whatever, like they have the Southern District. I think it was the Southern District of Virginia or the Eastern District of Virginia. And she went after Russians, and she went after a whole bunch of criminals and this, that, and the other thing. And she was, I think she was like 41 or 42. She was found dead in her bed. And her friends, and this is what they said in the newspaper, her friends, that she had some medical issues. That was it. Like, they didn't say who the friends were. They didn't say what the medical issues were.
There's nothing that they're going to say about this that's going to be the truth. No, nothing, no autopsy, no, that this story is going to get buried. What was her name?
I think Jessica Abel or Amble or something like that. Oh, okay.
Odar.
I think if that's who we're talking about. Jessica Amber. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The first card I got was the abuse of power. And then I got the star and justice. So this is sort of, abuse of power, the United States, justice, the Nine of Pentacles, and then the Page of Pentacles. I think she found something. Something about money coming from the people who have the most of it, the oligarchs, maybe. Right? So this might have been, she found something about oligarchs' money, and I do believe they took her out. I do not think it was by natural causes. That's what my cards say.
Oh, I'll tell you. Jesus. Was she taken out? Yeah. Yep. Really, this is really interesting. I got the justice card as her blindfolded, basically, and Ace of Pentacles. So ringing the doorbell came in. It wasn't like a forced entry. I get the Nine of Swords, so there's a mental torture, and then the Ten of Swords right next to it.
Wow.
And then the Tower. Judgment. And the Nine of Pentacles. So might be some kind of relatable money thing. There's somebody in jail. Eight of Swords. And the World card. So I don't know if they're going to find out, but she was not, this was not medical, natural bullshittery or whatever they said. No.
You know what I think I think that'll be something that gets looked into later.
Yeah.
If in fact we have a later to look into things, you know what I'm saying? But that's not going to go bye-bye. That's not going to go. And maybe Jack Smith is going to be the one to figure that out when he can come back to the country. Aber, yeah, Jessica Aber, thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Shame. Beautiful, beautiful, smart, woman,
The family said she had epilepsy and died in her sleep. Not common when you've had epilepsy for a long, long time.
Yeah, you
And
usually
the medication that you would get a deadly
right.
grand mal seizure. Usually they're not.
They have undetectable poisons that make it. Yeah, it's probably the Russians. Probably the Russians. Because that's who she was going against. And now that we have a Russian asset as president and whoever else, right?
Alexandra says they're showing Myanmar after the earthquake on BBC News now. They're asking for help. When we ask for help and you guys send us energy healing when I have my bad back, and do it. Do it. Send it.
Send the light. Yeah.
Send it. Practice your Reiki skills, your energy skills, and send that energy. And you are doing something. If, like I can't send money to anybody right now, sort of thing, then you can send the energy.
I can send money to the electric company right now. That's about it. Put the oxygen mask on first.
All I owe.
But there are so many things you can do without having to give money if you don't have money. Just holding them in your thoughts, sending healing energy, letting people know that it actually happened, because a lot of people are not, it's.
Yeah. Look at Sue said distance Reiki healing and keep your journal available and see what comes in. Wow. During this new moon solar eclipse, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right. Well, wow, this went really fast. Thank you, everybody, for coming this evening. It was lovely spending time with you guys. We're going to keep Mystic Sisters, I think, on Fridays now. We may have an occasional Saturday soiree of some sort, but we'll let you know. We'll let you know ahead of time in case there's some emergency card reading that needs to be done.
Always on call for that.
All right, guys. Be careful out there. All right, there's a lot of very upset people. Make sure oxygen on, mask on first, then you can help others. You always help us by being with us. Thank you so much. We love you. And any final words, Ona?
Be well. And, don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care, everyone. We love you.